Welcome to day 158. Last week I talked about dying. I talked about terminal illness. This week I'm talking about dying and living with alcohol and drug addiction. I've been in recovery now for almost 4 decades. 38 years I've been clean and sober. I am very involved in helping people to get sober and to get off of drugs. I'm on the front line. I see a lot of sadness and I see a lot of happiness. I see people that don't have hope and I see people that find hope in recovery. Yesterday morning I got a call from a friend of mine who shared with me about a mutual friend that we have that was found dead from a drug overdose. It took my breath away. My eyes filled with tears. I hate to see someone lose their life to drugs and alcohol. I hate to see people suffer from long periods of addiction where they suffer a substandard life, where they end up on the streets or when they end up in prisons or jails. I got clean and sober when I was 26. Today I'm 64. But I'm still very active in helping people to get off of drugs and alcohol. I don't charge any money. I do it for fun and for free. I devote over 10 hours a week, probably closer to 15 hours a week, to helping people. And yesterday when I heard the news that he had passed away from an overdose, one of my thoughts was, this hurts so much, I don't want to continue helping on the front line. Maybe it's time for me to step back. Maybe it's time for me to do something different than be on the front line. Being on the front line now for over 38 years has been an incredible journey. It's been one that has given me purpose. And so many people today are talking about they need to have purpose in their life. What is a better purpose than helping someone else to have a quality life on earth? To be free from drug addiction and alcoholism. To be able to one day, after they get free from the drug and the alcohol, to be able to help other people to get clean and sober. What an incredible experience. When I'm trying to build something with a hammer, when I'm trying to put a nail into a board to create maybe a playhouse or a table or some chairs made out of high quality wood, I hit my thumb with the hammer and it hurts. And I think, why am I doing this? I could just go buy a table. I could just go buy chairs. Why am I working to build this? And in a few minutes, the pain that's in my thumb starts to dissipate. And I look at what I've created and I start to think about it's worth it. And the next day, my thumb doesn't hurt at all. And I go back to hammering. There's a story about a man walking down a beach. And he's walking with another person. He reaches down and he picks a starfish up and he throws it back into the ocean. And the guy that's with him said, "Why did you do that?" He said, "Because I wanted to make a difference." And they look around and the beach is just full of starfish. And he says, "How can you possibly make a difference with all of these starfish that have washed up on the shore?" And he reaches down and he picks up another one. And he throws that one into the ocean. And he looks at his friend and he said, "I made a difference in that starfish's life." We can't save the world, but we can sure help individuals one at a time. Mother Teresa, the nun that lived in Calcutta, made a huge difference, one person at a time. She helped the poorest of the poor in India, sometimes just to die with dignity, to die holding that person in her arms as they took their last breath. They died of starvation, they died of illnesses, and she was there for them, one person at a time. It's tough being on the front lines of alcoholism and drug addiction. It's tough talking to parents that are they're at their wits' end. They don't know what to do. But we need to be on the front line. We need to take our negative experiences, our pain, and help others to walk through the pain. Some of you might know that I read at a 4th grade level when I was 26 years old. It's very hard to be successful in the United States if you only read at a 4th grade level when you're an adult. I was given a book. It was called The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. It took me 3 days to read that book because I had a belief that I could not read. And as long as I kept the belief I could not read, I didn't read. But what I didn't know, that if you want to read, you have to start. And you grow and you get better at reading the more you read. While it took me 3 days to read a book that should have taken only a few hours, it did 2 things for me. It gave me hope, and it proved to me that I could read. And then I picked up another book and another book and another book, and I continued to read. You know, the media will tell you that people don't read anymore. There are more books printed today than ever before. There are books on all kinds of subjects. One of the books that, if you're considering going into business, is this book right here, The EMyth Revisited by Michael Gerber. I've spoken about this book on other videos that I've done. This book right here gives us a system in order to have a successful business. If you're going to have a business, you need to have a successful system. And one of the things that I do with my company, Pacebutler, is that we have systems in place. And you know, and you hear stuff, you can't start a business unless you got a lot of money. I started Pacebutler with $62.53 in 1987. And my first 4 years, I didn't make any money at all. We paid all the employees. We never missed a payroll. We paid all of our bills. We paid the rent on the office that we had. We had insurance, but I didn't get a paycheck. In order for me to be the CEO of Pacebutler at the time, I had to rent out 2 of my rooms in my house. And I had very, very low expenses because I had a dream that I wanted to have a business and I wanted to make a difference, and that's what I do today. Our company gives away educational and spiritual books throughout the United States, in the jails and the prisons, homeless shelters, mentoring programs, and Job Corps. Thousands and thousands of people have been affected by over 1.7 million brand new books we've given away. There were times that I wanted to give up, that I wanted to just go get a job, but I didn't. I stuck in there, and I'm so grateful that I didn't quit. Pacebutler is a good system. It's a good business. It's a win-win-win business. And I'll talk to you about that in future videos. But this book helped me to design a system in order for us to be successful. And if you're going to start your own business, you've got to read this book. This book has sold millions of copies. And it is still, even though it was written many years ago, it still has very, very important information for you to read. We got to have dreams. I've got dreams. I've got things that I want to do. My friend that passed away from his drug overdose, it hurts, and it hurt the people around him. And there's a lot of questions. There's questions of why would he do that after 9 years of sobriety? Was it accidental? Did someone else shoot him up? We don't know. We don't know the answers to those. But I can tell you, I'm not going to give up on the front line. I'm going to stick into this. I'm going to stick on the front line. I'm going to stay on the front line. I'm going to continue to try to help people to get clean and sober for fun and for free. I go to treatment centers and I share the message of hope. And I provide books for people that are in treatment centers. Pacebutler Corporation today at 11 o'clock, half the company is going to be leaving to go bowling. We've had a contest going on at Pacebutler for the last 25 plus days. Half the company, we're playing basketball, we're playing cornhole, and we're playing darts. And this is the 4th or 5th month that I've been on this competition, and this is the first time we've won. So at 11 o'clock, we're going to jump on a party bus, and we're going to go down the street, and we're going to go bowling for 2 hours.
Tell her your weight and your shoe size.
Yeah. And your age. 125.
We're going to have games and prizes, and we're going to have fun, we're going to have laughter, we're going to have a good time. Sometimes people say that if you own a small business, you shouldn't get to know your employees. My employees are my friends. I like working here with the people that I work with. And I invest. Our company vision is to build great lives here with our company. When people come to work at our company, it's about finding your purpose, finding a mission, making a difference, giving. My philosophy is the more I give, the more I live. I've got 150 plus videos on YouTube about my life in the last few years, about the actions that I take. I went through the death of my mother, the death of my mother-in-law, the death of my father, and I documented it on YouTube. You know, it's not as entertaining as riding a skateboard down the middle of New York City streets. It's about the American dream. It's about having an idea to want to go into business and making it successful. It's about whatever we're dreaming about, really making it a reality. And I've done it. I've made a successful business happen called Pacebutler with the help of a lot of people. No way did I do this on my own. There are things that go on in this business, I have no idea how they do them. I don't have the skills or the intelligence to do some of the things that go on around here. We're all in this together. And so today we're going to go celebrate. We're going to go bowling. We're going to have some fun. 3 things that I focus on as the CEO of this company. And if you own a business, you should really consider this. The number one thing that I focus on is inventory flow. We buy used cell phones. And I need to see those cell phones coming in massive amounts, being tested and audited and refurbished if need be, and then sold quickly before the market changes. Inventory flow. When I walk with speed. I don't walk slowly. If I need to get from A to B, I walk quickly. This morning, after I got out of Oklahoma County Jail, I met a friend of mine at Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. And when I got out of my car, I was about 4 minutes late. And I could have walked up nonchalantly, but I made a decision that I would run from my car to the front door of the country club. It probably didn't look cool. If I would have walked, it would have taken me an extra 30 seconds to get there. I ran. It didn't look cool, but I ran. I wasn't worried about what people thought. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, there weren't a lot of people. I ran. Inventory flow is very important. How fast can we move? How much stuff can we get done? In the last video, I talked about how to get rich, the scientific way. I talked about being competitive or being creative. And I really wanted to talk about that this time. Have you noticed we've gone to a new format? We're going to have 15-minute videos once a week. Next time, I promise you, I'm going to talk about making money, becoming wealthy, becoming rich the creative way. And what I mean by the creative way. And I'm going to really elaborate. The whole video is going to be about making money, becoming rich, becoming wealthy the creative way. So I hope you tune in next week and watch this. I want to bring authentic experiences that I'm having with you so you can learn from what I'm doing. My phone number is down below. You can give me a call and I will talk to you on the phone. And it'll be a brief conversation, but we'll talk. The more I give, the more I live. I want to make a difference. I want to help people. I want to make this world a better place before I leave. It's one of the reasons why I give away books. Give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and he can feed himself and he can feed his family. If you're on the front line, whether it's in the hospitals or whether it's in the jails or whether it's in schools or whether it's in treatment centers, we need you on the front line. You've got a lot to offer. Stick it out. When you have those days like I had yesterday, don't give up. Stay in there. Help other people. The more we give, the more we live. Thank you for watching.